So a couple of days ago, I made a reaction video to this guy. This is a video that has been sent to me by a subscriber, and this particular subscriber was asking my opinion. And if you've been watching this YouTube channel for a longer time, you know that reaction videos and talking about other people or listening to other people and their arguments about kettlebells, whether that be for it or against it, and then reacting to it and giving you my opinion, this is part of the content production that I have on this YouTube channel. And in my reaction, I was pretty thorough. It took me 30 minutes to dissect the video, take it apart, and then give my arguments. And come to find out, the dude then made a reaction video to my reaction. So he replied. But unfortunately, it's a big old nothing burger. But I still want to talk about it in this video because I think there is a big learning experience hidden beneath all the hubris. And this is what I'm going to share in this video. And if you're over 40 and you want to become strong, fit, and lean without going to the gym, twice as fast, download my free ebook in the first link in the description. Grüezi miteinander, Gregory von Lebe hier. So it all started with this guy making a video about kettlebells, and he considers them dangerous. And this is a valid viewpoint to have, especially if you don't have a lot of expertise with kettlebells. You might think that they are dangerous, and then you pursue and push this bubble wrap theory that these things are so dangerous and we're made out of glass. So once you do a snatch, your body disintegrates and explodes, which of course is not the case. I don't really care if you have arguments for or against kettlebells. If people are asking for my opinion, or I just want to give my opinion per se, because I have expertise in the matter, then I do it. And before you consider this as petty drama, I think in today's day and age, when people have a back and forth with videos, which of course sometimes can devolve into complete drama and BS. I totally get this, especially on YouTube. But in certain cases, I think it is valuable. It is a valuable conversation to be held because it is like the peer review process in the scientific realm. So if a scientist comes up with a study, then the study goes through a process that is called peer review, where peers of the scientist review the paper and give their opinion. And this is how you get closer to the truth and actually sharpen the understanding of the matter that is discussed. And I think that's awesome. I think we can talk about other coaches, other training modalities, other ideas, and then give our opinion, and then maybe something comes back, and then we have a discussion in good faith as long as we are in pursuit of the truth. So this video is not about my full reaction that I did about the guy's claims, because I believe I did a fairly good job analyzing and dismantling the arguments that were presented. And what I want to talk about in the video is the response that I got is incredibly lazy. And I think it's sad, because it would have been an interesting exchange to keep going back and forth, where it could have been a great learning experience for everybody involved. But unfortunately, I think it wasn't. So in his response video, he was talking about a couple of points that I'd like to address, because I've written a big comment. I've taken my time to even watch the guy's response and then give my feedback. And I thought, I'm not going to do it in the video. But his response to my comment initiated this video, is the reason for this video. So in his response, he says, the reason why I made the video was because I'm trying to defend my business. So the guy has such an inflated sense of self-importance that he thinks because he's talking bad about kettlebells that I have to defend my business because I'm scared if this dude is having a bad conversation about kettlebells, or he acts in bad faith, or even if he has valid arguments to consider that the kettlebell is dangerous, that I have to be scared that everybody runs away from my business, that I'll be out of business soon because one guy said something. And so I told it to it. I told him in the comment, I said, bro, again, you are displaying some form of arrogance that seems to be a pattern of your character. If you truly believe that your opinion can harm anybody's business, bro, who do you think you are? Second, he said in the video that he didn't watch my full response, the full 30 minutes. Yet he acknowledges that, well, some of his points might be valid, but I'm still standing on my points. That doesn't make sense, bro. If you say that some of my points seem to be valid, even though you didn't watch the full video, and then you go on to say that you still believe that your points are valid too, then there's no logical conclusion. If you say I have strong points, then you are implying that they have altered your course of understanding, but they didn't. You still stick to the same claims. And the big rock that he places his argument on is physics. So when you criticize the guy and say, hey, why do you think kettlebells are dangerous? I don't see the point. He says, well, physics, which doesn't make sense at all. He says, well, fast movements. And if fast movements are dangerous, my friend, then sprinters and Olympic weightlifters would face catastrophic injury rates. So the idea is you want to build up your GPP, condition your body to handle these loads. And when it comes to injury, I believe in the load versus capacity model. That means if the load is too heavy and the capacity is not given to tolerate the load, this is a recipe of injury. It has nothing to do with fast or slow movements, because you might have seen this. People have died under the bar from moving very slowly. And then all of a sudden, the bar slips forward to the neck and breaks the guy's neck. And I even mentioned in my comment, I said, bro, I have a physics professor who enjoys kettlebells. And guess what the physics professor says? He says, yes, when you swing weights, kinetic energy increases, of course. But it's all good because it's manageable with proper training. We are not made out of glass. And then he continues to talk about intensity tactics. And so I want to make one point very clear. If you want to build muscle and blow them up and look like Michelin Man, or look like your typical bodybuilder, look like Dorian Yates in his prime, then train like him. Yes, really, completely obliterate your muscle fibers. And then, of course, add some PEDs, and then you're going to blow up your muscles. I agree. Even though I agree as well that I've changed my mind when it comes to building muscle with kettlebells. I believe a heavy implement is what counts. The body doesn't really understand if it is a kettlebell or a dumbbell. He just understands, or the body just understands weight. However, there are certain modalities that are more suited towards building muscle to the fullest. I think the kettlebell can build muscle, most definitely, and solid muscle, but the kettlebell can do so many things as well. And so if you only focus on building muscle, yes, go ahead, go crazy, and follow intensity tactics where every rep goes to failure, even though science doesn't really agree that you have to go to failure all the time. But I do get it that you want to stress the muscle to the fullest. But if you are looking for other factors of GPP as well, the kettlebell is your friend. And finally, he talks about his complete misunderstanding of efficiency, which means you do less work. You are confusing efficiency with insufficiency. Yes, your body becomes efficient at every movement. That is the idea of the human body. The human body loves to be as efficient as possible. But if you're using insufficient loads, then you have a problem. Just because your body is doing less work, you know what that really means? You're avoiding unnecessary effort. That makes the most sense to me when I read the book from Mark Ripito, where he talks about the squat. If you don't place the barbell inside your center of mass, it's either too low or too high, you are creating unnecessary effort. And then you can say, well, but the guy is not working efficiently now. He's working anti-efficient, right? So his body's doing more work. Yes, but it's unnecessary effort. This is where efficiency comes from. Efficiency means We avoid an unnecessary effort and have a laser focus towards moving properly, where the body can use everything at its disposal to move as efficiently as possible, whether that be heavier or lighter loads. And this is where I came up with the example of the weightlifter. So it could have been a very interesting exchange, right? If he would have watched my 30-minute video and then choose to respond carefully, but he didn't. Again, it's intellectual laziness. He regurgitates the same claims and he doesn't contribute anything of substance. So the substance of this video can be found in a comment that I left on his response video. And his response to this comment is what gets me and is the reason why I'm making this video now. Here's what he said. I'm praying for you, brother. After reading this, I know that nothing I or anyone else has to say can change your opinion. I'll get better at setting my arguments, so hopefully we can have a constructive conversation about these subjects. Until then, I wish you the best. As a Christian who believes that he was said that I'm saved by the blood of Christ, knowing where I spend eternity, prayer has nothing to do with this conversation that we're having, my man. We're having a conversation about kettlebell training, not about where you and I spend the afterlife. Second, my opinion has been changed just recently by the legendary Denis Vasilev. I had a prep in my mind and I followed it for my snatch competition. And Denis shared with me that I'm supposed to change course, that I got to go back to the 16 and build up my way slowly, even though I'm already a candidate in master sport. You know what I did? I didn't question it, because Denis is a legend, a 12-time world champion. It has worked for him all the time, and it makes sense the way he explained it to me. So he changed my opinion. Many folks that I talk to have changed my opinion or have swayed my opinion into a different direction. So if you say nothing that you or anybody else can say can change my opinion, that's wrong. You have weak arguments and you got cooked and obliterated. That's the reason why you can't sway my opinion. I'm listening. I've analyzed all of your stuff and nothing that you have presented makes sense. And therefore, if I don't see a logical conclusion or the conclusion has no substance, of course, my opinion stays the same. And this is what grinds my gears a little bit. When you have conversations with people and then they cop out with something like this where they say, well, you know, your opinion can't be changed. You're Mr. Know-it-all. No. If people have a solid understanding of the matter and of the subject at hand, then you have to have solid arguments. And if you don't have them, acknowledge the fact that you've lost the debate or you've lost the argument in and all by itself. If you make your opinion known in the public sphere, expect that people are going to react to it. This is how we keep BS in check. I was kept in check multiple times, and so you are getting checked right now. And if you have anything to say, please make another video, and I'm going to react to it. This back and forth, I think, is valuable to everybody involved. It gets your channel views, it gets my channel views. That's fine. Plus, we can hopefully learn something at the end. So here's the next thing that you have to do. Clean and press that like and subscribe button. Share with a friend who's also interested in kettlebells. And if you made it this far, download my free ebook in the first link in the description called the Kettlebell Code. If you're over 40, 50, or 60, you don't have a lot of time, but you still want to take care of your fitness, this is where the kettlebell comes in, and I'm going to give you a shortcut to success. With my free ebook, you find it in the first link in the description or in the pinned comment, so download it right now.